the most memorable.
That you have everything figured out.
That will be like fun.
That is just fun.
Everything would make sense as soon as I basically hit like this age.
I would have my life figured out.
Where you got plenty of time.
When you're in your 20s, that's it, like you're cooked.
That you have to have figured out.
That you can't make money.
I have enough time.
The aspect of freedom.
That's fun.
I feel like the 20s are kind of like a lot about like finding yourself, learning about yourself, making a lot of mistakes, and kind of just like figuring out what you want in life. You know, I feel like it's kind of like a very up and down time period.
This has been the most challenging parts of my life, I would say. Obviously maturing to an adult, thinking about my family. Obviously I want to get married soon. I want to start moving to my own house and etc. So I feel like navigating that and actually being an adult. Obviously when you're younger, when you're a teenager, you obviously know what's coming, but the pressure is not really the same. So I feel like now when you're in it, it's a bit crazier.
A lot of people have this perception that at a certain age, you're old enough to just have everything figured out. You're old enough to just know where you want to be. And life doesn't work like that. Life happens, you grow, you change, things you want change, things you wanted before, you end up not wanting. So yeah, I think life, it's always up and down.
I think when you're younger, you think in your 20s, you're an adult, a fully fledged adult, and you would be at a certain stage. But I think in reality, when you're 20, you're still very young. And I think there's still a lot to learn in life. And, you know, you think you're going to be at a certain stage in life. Like you just think you'll be further ahead than you are. But in reality, you're actually still a very young person. And there's still like loads of stuff to learn.
A lot of people say, yeah, you're in your 20s, you're still young. You still got time to experiment, which is true. However, once you know what you want to do and figured out what you want to do, pursue it. You know what I mean? Don't let time be a facade. Go for it. Like, pursue what you want to do, and don't let anyone hold you back or pull you back.
All the dreams and aspirations that you had when you was young, if you haven't reached it by your 20s, then there's no point. That's what I got told, and through social media and things like that, that's what it looks like. But now reaching my 20s, I'm realizing that that's where you have the energy to really reach your dreams and passion.
There's a lot of stigmatism and pressure around people in their young 20s or even 30s to have your life figured out at that point. And genuinely, for me at least, that's the biggest lie I've been told, is to have that bit figured out. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I don't even know what I'm doing kind of tomorrow, really. So it's like I take it day by day and just kind of explore, and like, you know, there's no pressure to have your shit figured out completely, you know, by your mid-20s or even 30s.
Like, everything will just figure itself out. You're young, you have enough time, because it doesn't work like that. You have to actually get up and go do it. Like, if you're gonna do it, get up and go do it. Don't like wait for someone to save you or someone to like do it for you. You have to get up and put in the work, and you have to put in the effort. And then at least once you put in the effort, then you can you let time do the rest. But you have to start with the effort first.
So you've got to put in work. Like, for real, as much hard work as you can, it'll go a long way. Like, everybody talks about there's no jobs or anything. Go into sales and I promise you, your life will change.
Feeling free to continue to change your mind, and there's peace from that. I think there's a lot of, the uncertainty is not peaceful. And we might have freedom to choose, but we're also battling trying to break a system and routine and things that are in place. So it's a battle for us in our 20s, and I think community is the only way we can get through it.
In your peak, like, life is about having fun and, you know, don't worry about bills or, you know, your future. It's just like live in the moment. But I think it's not.
Find goals, or kind of like, I guess self-care. I would say like self-care kind of like helps with, I guess, like the up and down if you feel like life is kind of like hitting you hard.
I feel like you learn a lot about what you like doing, what you're good at. And I think you realise that career-wise, you might have had a certain picture, but actually doing something that you're best at is often the best way to go, rather than having a set idea from like school, what you've been told you should be doing. Like, I work in the creative space, I work in social media, and that was never told to me, like spoken about at school, and now I've realised that can be a career. So that's something I really enjoy. So I've kind of learned that like there's so many different avenues.
I'll pose a question. What's more scarier? Not knowing that you reach your potential, or trying to reach your potential? That's the way I look at it anyways. Because at the end of the day, like, we're all gonna reach a certain age, and we're always gonna look back on life, and you get to look back on life with regret or with satisfaction. I'd rather go into life later on in my life with satisfaction, knowing that I've tried all I got. I got fulfillment in terms of trying, rather than stagnating and being regretful. You know what I mean? So I always say, try. What's the worst that can happen?
I think it comes from like two perspectives, right? So like one from like my family side. Obviously, I want to do it I want to make enough money to like support my mum. Like a rough upbringing. I got a chrome one now, but I think things are working out well. And then the second part is just to have a great setup for life. I think for me at least, I want to have that financial stability. I think a goal that a lot of people have in life throughout. It's just to have those two things, and those two things combined motivate me day by day to put in a shift to make sure I get there. And then just kind of have it figured out in the long term, really.
It's about surrounding yourself with the right environment or community that can jumpstart you, because I do athletics, right? So let me use that as an example. I sprint. I can't just go to the track and start training and end up being an Olympic sprinter. Like, it doesn't work like that. I need to find someone who can help me start. So I think the most important thing is finding someone, or finding an environment, or finding a space or opportunity to get you to start.